Good evening, my name is Ryan Willard and I'm the architect from the Thinking Hand studio, and today I am in the epic Grand Central Station and I'm just having a look around. I'm not actually taking a train anywhere particular, but I wanted to kind of look at this icon of modern travel, this building that we've seen as the backdrop to so many film scenes. It's one of these visions of New York that's very, very iconic, and it's a remarkable space. It's absolutely enormous, and it's a building with a very interesting history. Originally opened in 1870s, I think, and then in 1903, 19 to 1913, the building was actually what was originally New York Central. The building was actually torn down and replaced with what we have now, with this kind of grand epic concourse. This is one of the biggest stations in the world. There's 44 platforms here connecting New York City with the rest of New York State and across America. And again, this building really is one of those celebrations of American engineering, of that kind of grandiosity and the pomp and the sort of opulence of New York, the kind of arrogance almost of the city. Embodied beautifully in this incredible station, which has got, for a concourse, I don't know many stations that have this kind of, exciting and interesting. There's people milling around. It's a rendezvous point in the city. It's fantastic. And to think actually that in the 50s this building was under threat. It could have been torn down. There was, lots of unbuilt plans around the building. I know that the railway systems perhaps were not thriving as much as people would have liked them to, and it put the stations in a bit of a conundrum. And there were all sorts of plans, one by I.M. Pei, the architect of the Louvre, and also designed buildings in Washington. He's very famous for museum buildings. He had put together one of these geometric forms for a skyscraper that was to be, at the time, taller than the Empire State Building. And also the great modernist master, Marcel Breuer, also put together plans for another larger building to be built on top of what we've got here of Grand Central. Fortunately though, or maybe unfortunately, depends, they never saw the light of day, and the building was preserved, unlike, was it Penn Station, I think, as well? The Penn Station was what this station was competing against a lot. And Jacqueline Kennedy was actually one of the most sort of ardent voices for the preservation of the station as it is. And in the mid-60s, the building was kind of preserved, and those plans were kind of put to rest, and we retained this epic Grand Hall. So a very interesting history, and for someone who loves the architecture of travel, which really is always about lifting the human spirit. It's always about connectivity. It's always about creating spaces where you can wait, where you can meet people. There's so much human emotion captivated in these buildings of travel. People meeting and seeing each other who haven't been connected for years, people leaving each other, or just the general commute of commerce and of the city. They are important buildings and always represent the kind of thresholds of human technology and where we're going as a species. So I've got big love for train stations and airports and things like that. So I hope you enjoy. I'll do some little footage here so you can have some closer look at the details.